A skinny, bruised 7-year-old walked up to 15 dangerous-looking bikers and said 5 words that stopped them cold. "Please arrest me right now." What this child was hiding would expose a crime so vile, it would unite an entire motorcycle club on a mission for justice. This is a shocking, true story of Marcus Williams and how the devil's disciples became his unlikely saviors. If you believe bikers can be heroes, hit that subscribe button right now. You won't regret it. It was a regular Thursday night at Tony's Diner when the Devil's Disciples Motorcycle Club gathered for their weekly meal. Leather jackets, tattoos, and the rumble of Harleys outside. These weren't men you typically approach if you were in trouble. But Marcus Williams wasn't thinking about danger. He was thinking about survival. The boy appeared at their table like a ghost, rail thin, clothes hanging off his frame, and a black eye that looked about 3 days old. Before anyone could react, he blurted out, "I'm a criminal, and I need you to arrest me immediately." Silence. 15 pairs of eyes locked onto this child. Big Tom, the club president, a 6'4" mountain of a man with a gray beard down to his chest, leaned forward. "What's your name, son?" "Marcus." The boy whispered, barely audible, "Marcus, why do you want to be arrested?" The boy reached into his pocket and pulled out a half-melted candy bar, holding it up like evidence. "Because I stole this, and criminals go to jail." Every biker at that table had seen some dark things in their lives. Street fights, drug deals gone wrong, organized crime. But nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared them for what they were about to discover. "When did you last eat, Marcus?" Big Tom asked, his voice suddenly gentle. Marcus started counting on his fingers, his lips moving silently. "Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for days." "For days?" "Razor." The club's enforcer growled, his fists clenching involuntarily. The boy looked at the floor, shame radiating from every inch of his small frame. "Can't say why." "Why not?" Big Tom pressed. Marcus's next words hit like a freight train. "Because if I tell you, you might feed me, and then I can't go to jail, where they give you 3 meals every day." This 7-year-old child wanted to be arrested because prison was the only place he knew he could eat regularly. Big Tom's jaw tightened, but his voice stayed calm. "Where are your parents, Marcus?" Tears welled up in the boy's eyes. "My dad died in Afghanistan when I was 5. The atmosphere at the table changed instantly. Several bikers straightened up. "A Gold Star child, the son of a fallen soldier." "What about your mom?" Razor asked. "She married Derek." Marcus's voice cracked. "He doesn't like me very much." Big Tom noticed the bruises weren't from playground falls. They were strategically placed, ribs, arms, places that could be hidden under clothing. These were the marks of systematic abuse. "Did Derek do this to you?" Big Tom pointed at the black eye. Marcus went silent. That silence spoke volumes. "Where's Derek now?" "Home with Mom," Marcus whispered. "He said if I came back, he'd hurt me worse this time." Every biker at that table was ready for violence. But Big Tom held up his hand. They needed to be smart about this. "How long have you been on the streets, Marcus?" 2 days. "I slept behind the gas station dumpster." Big Tom made a decision. "Okay, Marcus, we'll arrest you. But first, there's a procedure we have to follow." The boy's eyes lit up with hope. "What procedure?" "Every criminal gets a last meal before jail." Big Tom lied smoothly. "It's the law." He turned to the waitress. "Bring this dangerous criminal the biggest cheeseburger you have. Fries, chocolate milkshake, and apple pie." While Marcus devoured his food like a wolf, Big Tom stepped outside and made a phone call to Snake, the club's tech expert and information specialist. "Snake, I need everything on a Derek Thompson married to a war widow with a son named Marcus." 3 minutes later, Snake called back with intelligence that made Big Tom's blood boil. Derek Thompson married Angela Williams 2 years ago. Her first husband was Army Sergeant Marcus Williams, killed in action in Kandahar, Afghanistan. Address: 4827 Oak Street, about 10 minutes away. And here's the kicker. Derek had 2 prior arrests for domestic violence with his ex-wife. Charges dropped both times. This wasn't Derek's first rodeo. He was a serial abuser who targeted vulnerable women. Big Tom returned to find Marcus staring at his empty plate with wonder, as if he couldn't believe he'd just eaten real food. "Am I going to jail now?" the boy asked. "Soon," Big Tom said. "But first, we need to visit your house to get your things for processing." Terror flashed across Marcus's face. "No, Derek will hurt you too." 15 bikers burst out laughing. Razor grinned. "Let him try, kid." The convoy of motorcycles rolled up to a small, run-down house with an American flag in a window, probably hung there when Marcus's father was still alive, still honored, still remembered. Marcus rode with Big Tom, wearing an oversized helmet that made him look even smaller. Big Tom knocked on the door, politely. For now, the door opened to reveal Derek Thompson. Exactly what you'd expect. Beer gut, cigarette stains on his fingers, bloodshot eyes that screamed alcoholic rage. He reeked of cheap beer and cheaper cigarettes. "Yeah," he slurred. "We're returning Marcus," Big Tom said calmly. Derek's eyes found Marcus hiding behind a wall of leather and denim. That little brat finally came crawling back. He reached for Marcus. Big Tom caught his wrist mid-grab and squeezed. Hard. Derek yelped in pain. "Let's talk. Privately." Big Tom suggested in a tone that wasn't really a suggestion. A woman appeared in the doorway, Angela Williams. The bikers saw everything they needed to see. Black eye, bruised arms covered poorly with makeup, the hunched posture of someone who'd learned to make herself small. "Marcus," she cried, reaching for her son. But Marcus backed away from his own mother. "You picked him over Daddy." Those 5 words shattered Angela completely. Derek tried to play tough. "Get off my property before I call the cops." "Please do," Big Tom said. "I'd love to explain to them how you've been beating a war widow and her 7-year-old son." Derek went pale. "You can't prove anything." That's when Snake stepped forward, holding up his phone. "Actually, we can prove everything." On the screen was a video recording of Marcus describing the beatings in detail. Every date, every injury, every threat. All documented. Derek made a fatal mistake. He swung at Big Tom. The punch never landed. Big Tom caught his fist, twisted his arm behind his back, and slammed him face first against the wall. "You like hitting kids?" Big Tom asked quietly, the kind of quiet that's more terrifying than shouting. "How about trying someone your own size?" "Please don't hurt him," Angela begged, her voice breaking. "He'll be worse after you leave." That stopped Big Tom cold. She was right. They couldn't guard this family 24/7. Then a voice cut through the tension. "Pack your things. You and Marcus are leaving. Right now." Everyone turned to see a woman in military dress uniform, sergeant stripes gleaming under the porch light. "I'm Sergeant Lisa Martinez. I served with your husband in Afghanistan." "Angela." Angela gasped. "Marcus talked about you. He saved my life in Kandahar," Lisa said, her voice thick with emotion. She looked at Derek with pure disgust. Marcus Williams was a hero who died protecting others. "And you're beating his wife and son?" Derek tried to run. 3 bikers tackled him to the ground. "Here's what's happening," Big Tom announced. "Angela and Marcus are leaving tonight, and you're never contacting them again. You can't kidnap my wife." Derek shouted. "Your wife?" Lisa laughed bitterly. "You mean Marcus Williams' wife, who you've been torturing?" She pulled out her phone. "I have 20 members of Marcus's unit ready to testify about what kind of man he was and what kind of scum would hurt his family." Angela found her courage. "I want a divorce." "You'll get nothing from me," Derek snarled. "She'll get everything," said a new voice. A man in an expensive suit walked up the driveway. "I'm James Patterson, attorney for the Veterans Legal Foundation. We protect Gold Star families." He handed Derek papers. "Restraining order effective immediately. You have 5 minutes to pack and leave. This is MY House." Derek protested. "Actually," the lawyer corrected coldly, "it's Angela's house from her husband's life insurance. You've been living here illegally." The horrible truth came out. Derek had manipulated Angela into marriage just to access her husband's military death benefits. He was a con artist who preyed on grieving widows. Big Tom released Derek. 5 minutes. Then we come back when there's no witnesses. 15 bikers stepped forward as one unit. Derek ran inside, threw clothes in a bag, and peeled out in his car. Angela collapsed, sobbing. I dishonored my husband's memory. No, Lisa said firmly. You were manipulated by a professional predator. Marcus finally ran to his mother. They held each other while 15 bikers pretended something was in their eyes. That night, the Devil's Disciples helped Angela and Marcus move into a furnished apartment provided by the Veterans Foundation. Clean, safe, and protected. But they didn't stop there. They put out the word on Derek Thompson. Every motorcycle club in 3 states knew his name, his face, and what he'd done. 6 months later, Marcus stood at a Veterans Day parade wearing his father's dog tags around his neck, tags that Big Tom had tracked down and recovered after Derek had pawned them. My dad was a hero, Marcus said proudly. So are you, Big Tom replied. You saved yourself and your mom by being brave enough to ask for help. Derek Thompson was arrested 2 states away for fraud and domestic violence against another military widow. He got 15 years in prison, where inmates don't treat woman beaters kindly. Marcus still washes motorcycles every Sunday at the Devil's Disciples Clubhouse. Not because he has to, but because that's what you do for family. The Devil's Disciples didn't just save Marcus that night. Marcus saved them too, by reminding them that underneath all that leather and steel were hearts that could still recognize innocence worth protecting. That's what real brotherhood looks like. That's what heroes do when children need them most. If this story moved you, smash that like button and subscribe, because every child deserves protectors. And sometimes, heroes wear leather jackets instead of capes.